everyone, and welcome to another VTuber reading of the Monster Girl Encyclopedia. And the Monster Girl we will be reading about today, because obviously this video is way overdue at this point. There's something else that I'm trying to do, I just have to think of a couple of questions for that kind of video, but anyway. The Monster Girl we are going to be reading about today is the Arachne. Well, if you have a leg fetish, looking at you, a certain someone. Anyway, Arachne, family Arachne, type arthropod, habitat caves and forests, nature aggressive, violent, and of course, lustful. Diet favors wild animals, among other things, I'm assuming. I mean, you can just tell, right? Anyway, the the Arachne is an arthropodal monster with the lower body of a spider that lives in dark places such as caves and deep recesses of forest. Arachne are highly intelligent, but tend to be amorous and combative. Their powerful physical capabilities make them extremely dangerous. Arachnes produce a silky thread from their bodies. Let me rephrase that actually. They produce a silky thread from their ass, because that's more fitting and also true, with which they spin webs. They also use the same substance to dangle threads from the web. Proper to ensnare prey. The main web serves both as a home and a trap. The animals and humans that blunder into these webs or the other strands, sorry about the pause, find themselves immobilized by the strong adhesive properties. When an Arachne catches a human, she weaves them up in her web and has some fun with them until they gasp in pleasure. Despite their resistance to her wiles, the more the human struggles, the more the Arachne's cruelty is aroused. The more her desire mounts, the more forcefully she will have fun and pleasure the human. Thus, if a human is caught by an Arachne, their best hope for escape is to stay still and wait for the monster to bring herself to the end of fun time. If an Arachne takes a fancy to a human, she will bind them up permanently in her web, where they will be subject to the whims of her lust. Though the human may try to remain unresponsive, the Arachne will touch them until their stubbornness gives way to arousal. Oh no, I should not have said that. Even if the human bows in submission, she will continue to assault them, is what I'm gonna say there, proving that there is seldom hope of escape from her fervent web. Their webs are, however, vulnerable to fire. Thus, carrying a torch is a simple yet effective method to avoid being entangled in an Arachne's threads. Arachnes are skillful at sewing and often present humans they like with clothing. It is unwise for humans to accept these gifts, as Arachnes intend this gesture to mean "be mine." If a human accepts, he will be bound to her forevermore, stuck in eternal fun. Arachne garments are delicate. Oh dear. Yeah, delicate and beautiful. Of the finest quality even by human standards, Arachne clothing is so sought after that many merchants willingly brave the inherent dangers in order to procure their creations and sell them at high prices. Among monsters, Arachne crafted clothing is in high demand. The ravishing and provocative designs, can only enhance their tempting qualities. Even the finest crass can be felt through many layers of their delicate fabric. Oh boy. And now on to the little bit of text that is below the additional artwork, which I cannot show because, you know, I would have to censor it really heavily. Like 2 spots in general, like the lower half and the chest, for obvious reasons. Anyway, there is nothing like a human's desperate there's nothing like a human desperately scrambling to escape, attempt to trick an Arachne, or attempt to tackle an Arachne's sadistic lust. Okay. Well, damn. I mean, the Arachne was pretty, you know, in the Monster Musume anime. I mean, hey, some would say she would also be the smartest of the bunch. Anyway, with that said, that was it for this VTuber reading of the Monster Girl Encyclopedia. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream of whatever I'll be making and or streaming. So yeah, bye.